Hello, everybody! Welcome back to Geometry Dash. First up, I'd like to thank my members, TheRival and Gaming Fam. Your support is always appreciated. So, I've mentioned before that there are snowy conditions out here at university, and that this has led to various things happening. And one of those things was that Monday and Tuesday, I think in the last video might have just been Monday classes. I was like, oh yeah, I don't have any classes on Monday. That's great. Well, it didn't have any classes on Tuesday either, and so I woke up this morning and I was like, okay, well, frickin', I don't know, let me pick a gauntlet to play before I really go off. Water gauntlet somewhere. Oh boy, it's a demon. So I woke up and I was like, well, I only have a freaking, like, one class and then that's it for the rest of the day today. Turns out, nope, classes aren't even a thing today either. So that's 3 days in a row with no classes. My sister, I think, had to go, like, the first day on Monday because I called my dad and we were talking about it and he was like, yeah, there's like, it's like late reporting, but they still have to go to school and I just get 3 free days off. Oh, something I was thinking about yesterday. So I feel like there's a non-zero chance. What? Okay. Sorry, how about I do the practice run of this level before I start trying to talk, because this is very confusing. Okay, there's like a very calm, relaxing demon. This is throwing. Oh, my game. Wow, I actually thought my game was gonna crash there for a second. Well, before I go on my true real rant that I was gonna go on earlier, you guys may have heard of the game High Guard. You know, announced with great anticipation at the Game Awards, just for it to turn out to be High Guard when people were hoping for like Half-Life 3. And yeah, it has been review bombed just in general, and so I was like, you know what, I'm trying it, it's free, why not? So I played it on Steam, crashed twice, and it booted me out of the tutorial 4 times. So I was like, okay, this is garbage. But because I am a forgiving soul, I was like, huh, let's try this on Xbox to see what this High Guard is about. Played it on Xbox. It's 100% optimized for consoles. If you're gonna try it, play it on console. And got through the tutorial. They gave me an 18-round full auto revolver. I was like, oh, they might be getting me. I might be converting. And I played a match, and I thought it was pretty fun. Now, my teammates sucked because they always suck and it's never my fault. And that kind of, you know, brought it down a little bit. But other than that, pretty acceptable. I mean, I don't know. Not deserving of the final Game Awards spot. But I kind of heard, like, they didn't even ask for that. They just paid for a Game Award spot. And Jeff liked it, so he was like, this is the end. And, you know, and he leads up with frickin', like, I've been waiting my whole life to present a video game of this caliber, and it's High Guard. So kind of feel bad for the devs when they were just like, all right, we've made our game, let's hope people like it. We think it's pretty decent. And then Jeff Keighley is like, and next up, Half-Life 3. I'm not gonna lie to you, I do not remember the first 86% of this level, even though I just played it. So we're just gonna restart. I guess I can go on about what I was gonna start saying earlier. Alright everybody, this is Editing Adenoid stepping in here. So what I'm about to talk about is the controversial part, as said in the title. So I would like to actually set straight what I wanted to say at the very beginning here. I'm going to give an overview. So what I'm about to talk about is I am in a club which plays video games. When I first went to this club, there is a member who, when I mentioned the finals and Arc Raiders, reacted very strongly. He said he did not like those games and would not play them because they used AI for the voices in those games. What I attempt to communicate following is not that I had any problem with him having a problem with that, or that I think generative AI is good. It's pretty bad. What I wanted to communicate was how I got a little annoyed at how at times it seemed as if the only thing I would ever hear him say would be Arc Raiders in the finals bad, when I like both of those games. And in both of those games, I think there is a case, at least for the player characters, for AI to be used for those voices. And how, as far as I'm aware, Embark did not take advantage of the voice actors they modeled those models on, those voice models. It was part of their contract that was what they were going to do. They were going to have them record lines, model the model after them, and then go on with the model from there. So what I wanted to communicate was how I got a little annoyed at this person. I agree with them that generative AI is not good. I was just saying that in the case of these two games, which I very much enjoy, I still enjoy the games despite that, and I can see why they used it for the player characters in both games, okay? I am not saying that, oh, I hate this person. I am not saying, oh, I love generative AI. I'm not saying either of those things, okay? I wanted to express how I was a little annoyed that someone was taking two games that I liked and immediately dismissing them. That is all. On to the video. So there is a 100% non-zero chance that the person I'm talking about sees this video. So I would like to open by saying that I'm going to kind of I actually am going to complain about someone, and I just want to let it known that this is nothing like personal, right? I have no judgment of them as like people or, oh, you're a terrible person. How could you do? No. And I understand exactly where they're coming from with this, and I do not wish to sound like I am opposed to them on this, because I am not. All right, now that we've gotten our disclaimers, so you guys, if you've paid close attention to the channel, you may be aware that I like a game called The Finals. I'm not going to go into what it is because it's not that important. But, so the finals for the voices in-game, it is a multiplayer game, and it is a multiplayer game that does not have an emphasis on characters. They use AI voices. For the contestants that you play as, it takes place in an in-world virtual reality game show, and the commentators are also AI. So this person is not a big fan of AI. Neither am I. So let's just say that initially. So okay, there's the finals. And then, if any of you have played Arc Raiders, which you've definitely probably heard of, the voices in that game, at least of the Raiders, I don't know about the traders, I'll edit in if they are as well, are also AI. Now, so anytime these games gets mentioned in his presence, there has to be some little response or thing that he says about it, and it's, oh my god, it's so aggravating. And this would be, this isn't just some random, hold up. Brother, why would you make that a timing? Subwoofer, if you're watching this, I want you to explain to me what the reasoning was behind making every single other orb in this level, you hit it immediately, and then putting one at 94% that you're supposed to wait on. Please, I need you to weigh in on this. But to get back to what I was saying, oh my god, it's so annoying. Because I'm in a club, and so we're discussing like games to play at like an event, and I don't think I said the finals, because that one I remembered was a no, do not touch the glass thing for him. So I was like, all right, I won't. You know, I'm not trying to be freaking problematic. I'm not gonna. It's whatever. And but so I bring up, completely forgetting about it. Silly me, right? Editing Adenoid here. I stumbled over my words a bunch here. Basically, we were looking for games to play at an event, and I meant to say that I thought about saying Arc Raiders, and then I thought better of it by saying, oh, people can just say anything in Arc Raiders, and you guys probably don't want to hear like slurs. And I completely forgot about the A part, and of course the guy chimes in and goes, no, never. And I went, oh yeah, because, and I did give a bit of snark to him. I said, oh yeah, I forgot, you're super no AI ever. So, and then, hold up. There, I waited. It's the dumbest timing of all time-ings. So that's whatever, okay. It's also because, and I don't think this is even his fault. Once again, just to be clear, I don't really have anything personally against this guy. It's just that this particular time when we were talking, I was getting like aggravated about it because it popped up a few times. Is that even just the way that he speaks, he like, comparative to like the other people who are speaking, he doesn't talk that much. So it's just annoying whenever like one of those games comes out, which I enjoy greatly out of both of them. I have over 500 hours in the finals, and I just get a no. And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Just got a smidge annoyed about it, but it's whatever, right? Like I said, I fully understand. I don't necessarily disagree. I think in the finals especially, I don't necessarily mind the contestants being voiced by AI because in the finals, I'm fine with the contestants being AI because in universe, the game show is just like a display for all the sponsors, right? There's this big deal made about signing to these sponsors and stuff. You know, even though you're shooting other people, there's no blood, right? They're replaced by coins. You know, it's all meant to be super sponsor friendly and like, you know, good for TV, right? And to me, the AI is non-human. right? It's not expressive. It's not, to me, it fits because they're trying to put you into these, even a lot of the outfits, and I love the art style of the game and the outfits, you know, they all have the sponsors strewn all over them, right? So it's almost like, I don't know. I think the AI voices for the contestants specifically fit with being like corporate, like clean, you know, you can't even freely say what you want, you know, like you have a little AI voice, like a text to speech almost thing that you're speaking with. Then in Arc Raiders, once again, oh, and I want to say when it comes to the sorry, let me get off of the screen. Trek by Ollie SW. When it comes to Arc Raiders, oh, not Arc Raiders. Sorry, I am jumping all over the place. Okay. In the finals, the commentators, no, I agree. I think the commentators should just be actual voice actors. I think they just kind of, it doesn't really make sense. I would 100% rather they hire like the original voice actors and have them do that, just to be 100% clear. Then in Arc Raiders, when it comes to the Raider voices, I am fine with that because in Arc Raiders, you know, an extraction shooter where you're going in and you're thinking about like trusting people and everything, it's like, you know, that whole thing, when you choose to talk to someone, right, using your actual voice is different, right, than speaking with basically the soundboard that everybody has access to. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different thing. Using a voice that literally is not your own and is just like reading off of pre-pasted options, that is a like choice when it comes to how you're handling a situation with someone you don't know, right? To me, it makes sense to have the default be that, and then if you want to use proximity chat and everything, then that also, you know, like makes sense to me. Right? Use proximity chat, and that's a human interaction that you're having, as opposed to someone you don't trust. That's only the in-game commands, right? It basically, the presence of having basically your AI voices as like almost a soundboard, right? That's a decision in another way you communicate with people in Arc Raiders that's different than just talking to them. And even different than having a voice actor do voices and stuff that, you know, gives some kind of intonation or anything. It's completely emotionless and like non-human, right? When it's an AI doing things like, don't shoot, team up, you know, like, whereas if you didn't want to use the AI for those things, you wouldn't. You would just speak in game chat and not use the ping wheel. You know what I mean? I don't know if the traders in Arc Raiders or the other characters are AI. If they are, yeah, no, I agree. They should probably just be voice actors, right? There's no reason for them to be AI and just be worse. You know what I mean? But in particular, I just got a little also annoyed. The main two things were just the instant use of the term AI slop for the finals in Arc Raiders, and I'm just like, you've never played those games. I guarantee it. I guarantee you have never played those games. If you truly think that these games are nothing but AI slop, you have not played them. Seriously, you haven't. Or you're being intentionally reductionist about it, because you know that these are not bad games. Even if you don't like Arc Raiders in the finals, you know they are not badly made games or lazily made games. Like, it is truly just reductionist, right? You're not being truthful. Even if you like disagree with me on the whole voices thing, it's like, you know that the finals wasn't just lazily slapped together, right? So yeah, that's it. I agree with the characters who are supposed to be characters that yes, they absolutely should have actual voices. But like with Arc Raiders and the finals contestants, when you're playing as yourself in both of those games, and in the case of the finals, the sponsors want you to be squeaky clean. In the case of Arc Raiders, it means something to choose not to use your real voice, right? It's just, I don't know. I don't like it when people are just like, oh, it's just blank. It's like, no, it's not. You cannot like it, and you cannot like it for that reason. That's completely valid. I don't like you reducing it to only that, because you know that's not true. You know it. Ah! That was shit. Genuinely one of the worst levels I've played in a long time. Next we have Soar by Pleds. But that's gonna. Oh, it's a Water Flame song. Oh no, that's terrible. Copyright God smiting me. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. I would like to thank my special member, TheRival, for their continued support. It means the world to me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.